Hello. Winter evenings spark creativity, and boredom definitely gets the idea flowing. But life throws its challenges, and right now I'm not feeling great. My back hurts, I've got a cold, and I'm just in a really bad mood. Still, I'm going to paint today. I'm holding on to a tiny hope that getting creative might help pull me out of this funk. I've prepared my sketchbook and a few other colorful things, and my plan is to paint something different today, more vibrant than usual. That's the idea, but we will see how it goes. All the materials I'm using are in the video description. As usual, I will start with a simple sketch using a 2H graphite pencil to help me get the right proportions and a good guide. I'm going to paint a scene from one of my favorite places. It's a beach right by the Elie Ness Lighthouse. I have such fond memories of that spot, and I've got a few colorful photos that will help me to shape the composition. I will leave a link to this lovely Scottish location on Google Maps in my video description. You will find also a full list of materials I'm using, but it's not about tools, it's about the willingness to create. When I prepared materials, I completely forgot that I'll be painting on the reverse side of the cotton paper, which causes like a wrong side of the paper. So I added some ox gall to my water to keep the paper from drying out too quickly and to ensure that the pigment stays on the surface. Right now, I'm absolutely terrible at painting the sky, especially when it comes to clouds and those complex dynamic perspectives. It's definitely a challenge for me, and I think I haven't really practiced this area much. Unfortunately, it turns out that the paint isn't behaving on the paper exactly as I'd hoped. But for now, it's not really a big issue for me. What matters is that I'm painting, that I'm doing something. It's no bother. I think I will manage it later on. While painting the greens right now, I realize how much I've started to miss spring. Fortunately, Scottish winters are pretty brief, and every now and then I peek into the garden to see if any brave little bats have decided to make an appearance. I know, it's weird. I'm sorry that this video isn't more polished and that I'm feeling a bit under the weather. However, I really wanted to show that despite the various challenges life throws at us, such as illness, we can and indeed should take some time for ourselves to step away from the unpleasant thoughts. This makes it easier to cope. For some, it's reading a book. For others, it's watching a favorite show. For me right now, the best remedy for distracting myself from pain and cold is quite simply painting. curious about what you do when you are unwell. Is there something you turn to, something that brings you comfort or lifts your spirit during those difficult moments? I would love to hear about it in the comments, and it would mean a lot to me. I'm not alone during this time. Alright, here we go. Okay, now I will have a go at fixing up this troublesome sky I've painted. I tried to pull out some clouds from the mess and make it look a bit more believable rather than just phantom brush strokes. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's have fun with it and wish me luck. I'm beginning to feel a sort of frustration that I really don't like. If I don't break out this mood, finishing the painting while feeling like this could lead me into a familiar pattern. It's that fear of failure that makes it hard to start a new piece. And right now I'm trying to push through by just having fun with colors and seeing what unfolds. Still, that feeling keeps growing inside me. Alright, so next, moving on to the next stage of the process, I'm starting to play around with other mediums. I'm using Caran Neocolor 2, which is quite an interesting medium. I like to use it from time to time because it brings a sense of looseness and dynamism. And since I'm feeling a bit stiff and quite frustrated at the moment, I'm wondering if this approach might help me loosen up a bit. So next up, I've got my pencils, some nice sturdy ones. First, there's a Caran Luminance, and then my absolute favorite, the Derwent Drawing pencils. They help me add some nice detail to the landscape and just have fun. It doesn't look good at all, and okay, never mind. I'm breathing and sticking to the plan. I will think about it later. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I won't cry. The important thing is that I'm painting. So now I'm starting to wonder if the way I'm feeling is really because the painting is actually that bad, or if it's just my current state being under the weather with a runny nose or a backache that's coloring my perspective. I guess I need to give it some time to see if I can look at it more objectively. I'm adding the final piece of the landscape, the most important element, the lighthouse. It reminded me that when I first moved to Scotland a long time ago, my dream was to visit every lighthouse in the Scottish Highlands. And I almost achieved that goal. There are only a few left. The lighthouse I'm painting today, however, isn't actually in the Highlands. It's closer to St Andrews in the southeast part of Scotland. Now I'm trying to soften the edges in the sky, and the clouds still aren't looking quite right. There's something off. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm struggling to get it right since it never really looked good from the start. I don't think it's going to turn into a masterpiece. Still, I'm getting closer to finishing. And I'm beginning to feel a bit of enjoyment, despite the imperfections. I think my frustration came more from how I was feeling than from the painting itself. If the painting isn't great, it just isn't, and that's okay. I'm not going to dwell on it. What matters is that I created something and stayed productive. That's definitely better than just dealing with a headache or sniffles. It turns out I actually like this painting, and I suppose I was a bit too hard on myself. I'm sorry that this video is so filled with whining and frustration, but I feel like it's a part of our creative personality, and it's not always smooth sailing. Sometimes we have to battle ourselves and our own inner conflicts and not give up. Do you have a similar experience or tips for dealing with them? Please, I would love if you shared them with me in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and would like to stay connected, feel free to subscribe. I would love to have you along with more.